Still no luck finding anyone who knows me.
Don't worry about it. Maybe your memory will come back on its own. Remember anything yet?
Nope.
Oh well.
Sonic? Whoa! Mr. Monster Guy is back!
So when the sun goes down, I turn into this?
Are you okay, Sonic?
I'm fine. I just need to be careful who sees me like this.
Sonic! Sonic, look!
What is it?
Oh, it's hopeless! The whole planet is split apart! We're doomed! Oh.
Mister?
Oh.
Hey, mister! Hey, don't cry. Ice cream. How about some more of this super tasty stuff?
What good is ice cream at a time like this? Oh.
Sonic, your arm just stretched.
Weird. But it could be useful.
Oh.
Hey guys, it's Conte here, playing through Sonic Unleashed, and this time we're on episode 2, and where's the Werehog just kind of looking around. And I'm gonna attempt to voice act this people. Hey, get this! The Ice Cream Man has been acting really weird. Whoa, speaking of weird, what the heck happened to you? What did you do to yourself? Yep, just kinda go around the village and see the reactions of people. Hey, Pilgrim, what's the matter? Are you alright? You look shorter and stouter than before. Did you eat something funny? That's actually kind of strange, considering that... Isn't Sonic taller as a Werehog? Huh, no one's around. Let's head back, Sonic. So... guess that leaves this guy, the priest. I don't believe we met. What are you doing out this late? We met this afternoon? I think I remember a blue hedgehog. Someone who looked like me directed to you to the holy shrine. I was just talking about how many unusual guests we get. Eric said he gave directions to a yellow fox. After Apotos' tremor, tourism's declined, and nights are dangerous. Reports of ghosts have not been verified, but you'd better be careful, son. Okay, so we got a yellow fox. I bet you know who that is. You fellas, you two make a big impression. And I know you anywhere. What do you mean? Well, I had some stranger ask me a favor. And since he was a yellow fox, I figured you knew each other. He told me if I saw a blue hedgehog, I ought to give him this. His description was a bit different, but you got to be the one what he meant. Okay, so that's actually pretty important because we are going to need that. To go here.
Hey, you're back to Night Sky Sonic again. This light's so warm. It kind of feels like the afternoon sun. Do you think your transforming's got something to do with the sun, Sonic? I don't know.
Well, I have to be pretty sure, because when the sun went down, Sonic turns into a Werehog, so...
That door's
pretty
closed,
obvious.
Sonic. Maybe that means it'll open.
So yeah.
Now. Let's go see. all scary again. Don't you get tired of switching all the time?
Okay, so now we're playing as the Werehog and we're getting the hang of some of the basic moves.
If you press the A button to jump, then press the A button again in the air, you'll do a double jump.
That one's pretty obvious, but the thing is, Sonic doesn't usually have a double jump, but this was kind of...
Move the control stick rapidly in the same direction twice to do a dash.
This is kind of an exception, and instead of having Sonic run really fast, then they just do this.
Now try jumping in mid-dash. You'll travel a lot farther than a normal jump will take you.
Well, I'm not really surprised. It's natural physics. You don't need to take physics to figure that out. So, there's also a point system with the Werehog, but we're not gonna look at that because I didn't get any points because I didn't really destroy any monsters.
If a ledge looks climbable, try stretching out your arms and grabbing it.
Okay, so the thing is, the Werehog is pretty different from the daytime Sonic, so...
You should be able to reach that horizontal pole.
So, I think that's kind of why a lot of people don't really like the Werehog, but personally, I find the Werehog
Up and down
actually
poles
fun.
like this one.
At one point, like, at playing this game, I actually liked the Werehog stages better than the daytime ones. The thing was, I thought, at one point I kind of felt like the Werehog stages had a bit more depth than the other ones. But that's more with the combat, which we're actually going to get to right now.
Alternate the R button and the L button presses to it.
Okay,
That's a
so
lot of
we
bad guys,
press...
Sonic. You're gonna have to take them down.
Yeah, so... press L and R to punch, doing left and right, and do 3-hit combos. It's pretty basic. Let's get into it. So at first the Werehog levels may seem... The Werehog combat may seem a little complex, but as you get to level up in the game, the thing is you get points for killing monsters, so the more monsters you kill, the more Gaia Soul you get, and... The thing is...
You can grab that crate over there, Sonic. Give it a try. Once you've grabbed a box or enemy, press the A button to throw.
So the thing is, when you destroy enemies, then they, like, they emit this, like, the red and blue stuff. The red stuff gives you, like, points so you can get more Gaia Soul, and the blue points give you energy that you can store in your gauge. Like, there's a gauge below the health gauge, which the blue aura fills up. I guess it's an aura, and that's for a certain move you can do. And the thing is, there's a point system, too, in which you can get more points, and then you get stuff like better health, more energy, and different moves, too, so the system gets more complex.
If you press the L button and the R button at the same time, you'll do a super-duper special move.
So what Chip is talking about is a move called the Werehammer. Like you said, you press L and R to use it, but I don't really recommend using this attack in combat. What it does is it scatters enemies, but the problem is it leaves you prone to attack, because in doing this attack, then you don't really do a lot of damage, and the enemies outside your range can then attack you. So let's continue to an actual level. So as I said before, a lot of people, as far as I know, don't really like the Werehog, and probably the main reason is that the Werehog is a lot different from the normal Sonic. I think there were some technical issues too, like the Xbox 360 version, I know after having seen it, had some frame drops in the combat section, but it's not really that bad here either.
I see a door. We've got to open it up if we want to get...
Yeah. So basically you just use the X button, and you really use the X button to grab just about anything. Speaking of grabbing, these are some good guys to grab. Like, the thing is, normally you can't always grab enemies, but these guys you can grab, and you can just kind of toss them around at each other and use them to hurt other enemies. So you can see that there is a bit of depth in the combat system. And some people complain that the Werehog is slow, but the thing is, there's a galloping move that Sonic can do to fix that, to a degree anyway.
What's this, Sonic? Looks like there could be more around here too.
So even though it's nowhere near as fast as Sonic is in the daytime stages, it is still useful for just getting around quickly. So it's not really like they neglected using speed altogether, because getting rid of Sonic's speed in and of itself isn't bad, but the thing is, rather, they kind of have to replace it with something else that makes the game fun, and this game mode chooses to focus instead of speed on platforming and combat. So it actually does that okay, and then we actually get to some place where we do some grabs, and this was actually the place where we did some other grabbing stuff in the training. So, I mean, there's also collectibles that you can do here, and I'm gonna see if I can collect those. I'm not gonna collect them all, but I will collect them eventually, but I'm gonna cover those in a separate video, so I may get items here. I mean,
Hey, wow.
I am gonna get items here. Yeah. So the combat does seem kind of shallow right now. I mean, but the thing is, you're only really up to the basic moves, and as you go along, you'll level up and unlock more moves, like I said before. And we're actually going to do that right now, because we're at the end. And actually, I made it through at a decent time. I mean, 3:19, like, a lot of Sonic levels could take that long or longer. So now we're gonna level up, and we get to the Werehog, which is a pretty handy move because it does dizzy enemies and it works pretty well, and as we go along in the playthrough, I'll show you what that is. Okay, so as soon as... Oh!
There's no knob on this door. Let's look around and see if there's some kind of switch.
Indeed, there is a switch, and it's this one. So anyway, I think we're gonna enter in a combat section soon, and there's something I want to show you. I got the Werehog in the last level, and this is what it does. Basically, Sonic does that, and he can do this. Okay, let me try that again. You want to learn to use this move because you will like it, because it does this. And when it does that, it knocks enemies dizzy so that they can't really do anything to you, and sometimes with enemies like those, like the nightmare enemies I was just fighting, they allow you to grab them when normally you can't grab them, so that makes it easier if you want to, like, throw enemies at others. And speaking of throwing things, I'm going to throw things. And now these guys, the Werehog kind of helps too, because it's kind of hard for you to attack them any other way because you have to wait for them to get close to you. But if you're lucky, you can do this. Emphasis on if you're lucky. So otherwise, you have to do this. Like, basically, you have to wait until they attack to sting you, and then preempt them. Do a preemptive strike. Like, I'm not sure, like, a preemptive strike, I know that's a term from a video game before, but I don't know where.
You'd be able to jump this distance.
But if you know if the term preemptive strike is from another game, then please let me know in the description. Meanwhile, I'm going to throw things at these things, and then get things that emit from these things, and get the Gaia Soul things that appear so I can do more complex things with the moves that I earn. Okay, let's see what's in here. So this is another way to get Gaia Soul. Sometimes it comes in items instead of enemies, so you can use that to level up faster. And
what do you think that is?
And you already know what leveling up does, so not gonna discuss that.
I think you can move sideways here.
Well, I know I can move sideways here. I didn't need you to tell me that. And on most of these bars, if you grab them, you can actually climb up them too. Which believe me, that is crucial. Sometimes you can also break pots to get, like, blue and red soul, which blue Gaia Soul gives you, like, energy and fills the bar below the green one, and then red one, like, just gives you points. Darn it, I missed. Well, probably missed because that guy was dead, but still. I was hoping I would hit him, but I guess not.
I see a lever. Let's see what it does.
The thing is, like, Chip basically tells you everything you really need to do. Like, I mean, I think for younger players that would be good, but some of them aren't. I'm not sure hardcore players would need as much help. Darn it, I really need to work on my aim. Let's finish you guys off quickly. Darn it. Yay, I got one. Hey, wait, that's actually... Okay, let me see. Oh joy, that's a lot of guys. These guys are much more annoying to... These guys are, like, a lot more annoying to kill. Like, they move around a lot more, but the thing is... I think with those guys it's easier to lose. They're harder to hit, and... if you ever do get hurt, then you can always collect rings to heal yourself. Okay.
We should take this one nice and slow. Don't want to slip and fall.
Yeah. Well, to tell the truth, I'm not really sure Chip needed to say that. It's like... because it's not too hard to figure out. Okay.
Can I start over?
So, do we have another level done? So, with the ranking system on these levels, instead of having, that's a nice move. That combo's actually good, but anyways, I was saying, the moves that, instead of getting an S by beating a certain time, you get an S ranking on the Werehog levels by beating the stage within a certain time, getting a certain amount of Gaia Soul, like from enemies and from item boxes, and getting a certain number of ranks. So, going fast isn't exactly the best option. But for people who just want to get through it, like, going fast isn't too hard. It's pretty easy to just skip to where you need stuff. Speaking of, since I'm fighting, I'm gonna show you Sonic's new combo moves. So now that Sonic's upgraded, he does a 5-hit combo instead of 3 ones, so... So this is... And the combos are actually different depending on which button you start with. To clarify, this is what happens.
Think you could break this wall with a punch, Sonic?
This is what happens when you start with the R button and then keep alternating. Okay, so yeah. And this, excuse me for a second. And this is what happens when you start with the left button. So that's actually a bit cool because I think the way it works is like Sonic claps his hands together, and so there is a bit of style in the Werehog. Oh joy, it's these guys. Really can't afford to miss. And there we go. Yeah, that's the reason I don't really like the Werehammer. It's that it's not really an effective combat move because of its limited range, and it leaves you prone to attack, and it's really weak. Aren't there a lot of you guys? Actually, I think starting with the left, like, initiates a more stylish combo, and it might be even more effective against defeating enemies. But I can't really confirm that. Well, we got a bunch of guys, and you kind of know the drill by now. So, as you can see, if you know what you're doing, you can use those moves. You can use your moves really effectively. But to be honest, I guess the combat is a little repetitive, but after all, I don't have a lot of moves to try out, but still, it's not bad. I think it was actually kind of nice playing through these levels. Honestly, I'm not sure the Werehog was as bad as everyone else, like, upon release, made it out to be. Part of the reason was that I did think people were kind of mad because it was different from the regular Sonic because it was slower, but they had I think, but I will admit this, that the combat is kind of repetitive.
Oh, can I start over?
But still, I still kind of enjoyed it. It was, it's not exactly easy. I don't think it's not entirely easy either. It does, so far this has required me to be careful with what I do. As far as combat and stuff, particularly in the combat, because this game focuses on combat, and yeah. Okay, so that's about it, guys. I'm just gonna let the last cutscene play, and then that'll be it. So thanks for watching.
Hey, Tails.
Sonic?
What are you doing out here?
Sonic, is that really you? That's a new look. What happened?
You know me. Never a dull moment.
Want some chocolate?
Thanks. That's some story. I'll bet that means that you turning into that and the planet breaking apart are somehow related.
I need to find Eggman and make him fix this, and fast!
About that, I think I know someone who might know something about what's going on here.
Oh, really?
Professor Pickle over at Spagonia University. I came to this city to gather some data. If we add that to his research findings, we might be able to get to the bottom of all this.
Spagonia? That's a continent over. An easy jog if the planet weren't broken.
No problem. My Tornado 1 will get us there in a flash. Let's get going!
Leave it to you, Tails. Let's get moving.